right, y'all, where are we at today?
We're in Nixa!
Home of the Eagles.
Boo! Oh, wait, no. We're Willard Tigers,
Nixa's
all
a
of us
great
except for
community.
Macon back there.
Are you always gonna have passion for Willard?
You have pride unlike any other that I've seen.
I don't know.
Like,
I think it's more or less like a joke at the end of the day. Sorry.
It's been a while since we recorded one of these.
Yeah, somebody might yell at me for not yielding to everybody. So.
Oh, he yielded.
We would also like to mention that we have our Nixa video that we're going to link above. So if you don't know anything about Nixa, we have a bunch of restaurants. We have a bunch of talk about the schools, some basic information about Nixa. It's the biggest suburb of Springfield currently.
Yeah.
It's running with Ozark.
We're starting at the south side of Nixa, going north on 60 highway. So we just were on Main Street when we started the video. Now we pulled on the 60, we're going north, and we're gonna show you everything.
I feel like one of the nice things about Nixa is that while it's a smaller, like, suburb, smaller community, there's still so much in Nixa.
Oh yeah.
Like, you still have your, like, Walmart, Aldi, you know,
Lowe's.
Walgreens, Lowe's.
Wait, Nixa doesn't have a Lowe's. It's Ozark that has a
Wow,
Lowe's.
making me look dumb.
Not far away though.
They got Meeks. Ozark, if
Lots
you
of restaurants.
go back on 14, it's probably 7 minutes down the street east of Nixa. Ozark is. So Big Whiskey's right here actually started, it's a franchise now, but it started in Springfield. That's really cool.
So it's a local place you can go to.
Yeah.
It's very good. Get the triple dip is my recommendation for that one.
Faith is a huge queso fan.
Yeah, there's queso, but I actually like the
chips.
buffalo
I
dip.
actually love their, like, pretzel, soft pretzel.
Yeah,
Can't
their
get rid of
appetizer
pretzels.
game is on point.
Yeah, if you go, just get absolutely worth it.
But there's really just one main street going down Nixa, and then kind of some side streets, which we're gonna drive this main street, bump on to Main Street, which is CC, and then we'll kind of end this video showing you guys the high school and elementary, one of the elementaries.
Matthews Elementary.
There's like a billion schools
There
in
are.
Nixa.
And they're all very good schools too. So
I want to say there's 13 total schools.
A lot of people actually moved to Nixa because of the schools.
So to the right is Walmart, and then Murphy Gas in front of it. To the left is
what is to the left?
Stuff.
To the left, to the left.
It's like an
Spa.
industrial park back there. Actually. A lot of big businesses
That
back
looks
there.
like a bus barn.
Warehouse stuff. That is.
So yesterday I was actually creeping on the comments on our Moving to Springfield page,
Yeah.
and one of the questions on there was about Mexican, and you had mentioned is it El Puente?
El Puente? Yeah,
It's
good.
attached to is it a price cutter
Mhm.
that we passed
Yeah.
at the beginning of this video?
It's good.
If
A lot
anyone-
of, like, Nixa local people,
Yeah.
I feel like, go there.
The group that Chelsea's talking about is a Facebook group
Yep.
called Moving to Springfield. If you aren't a part of that group, join it today.
If you're going to move to
Yeah,
Springfield.
if you
of
want to
course.
move to Springfield.
Or if you're considering,
Hope so.
because we'll talk you into it, because it's a great place to live.
Rage Fitness, they're actually starting to get more and more places. It's kind of
Really?
crazy. Yeah.
I feel like hearing the name, I want to be like, Rage!
Well, that's the side I've never seen.
It just ignites the,
A little bit
you know,
Right?
the rage.
I just imagine you like throwing things.
So Tracker Road back there. It's kind of the most northern part of Nixa, but we're gonna go all the way to CC, which CC turns into Main Street and goes back south. But directly to the east of here, you have a little neighborhood called Wicklow. And that is the place to be if you live in Nixa. Now, there's a lot of other places and stuff, but I would probably highly recommend
It's a great
Wicklow.
area.
Yeah. What were we just talking about?
Rage.
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 That's
Sorry.
where my mind's
I
at.
didn't mean
The
to.
Facebook group.
Yes.
And Faith was actually just filming at the beginning of this video
Yes.
some personal things for the Jesse Weiser YouTube channel if you haven't checked that out.
It's gonna be
Kind
like
of behind the scenes
Yeah.
look of what we do.
yeah.
Everything. But one thing I really want to talk about is modern motor cars up here on the left, and
So we all.
they're just like a premier car lot.
They've got it all.
They've got really nice cars up there. They have in Nixa, they're all based out of Nixa, but they got like 5 buildings. One is the sales, the other one is auto body, then they have like the mechanic shop and everything, and
Kind of a
then
one-stop shop.
the paint shop, and then there's another one, I forget what it is. But we're turning on what's called Route 66.
Well, I've heard of that before.
No, I'm sorry, Route CC. I'm sorry.
I was like, it's all the
I
way
don't
down
know
here.
good enough to correct you.
Miranda's just here for the ride.
Hey,
But we're on Main Street, technically. If you're from Nixa, you call it Main Street.
Miranda's here to make you look good. Right?
Yeah.
you say it, I will go
You're like, sure, Route 66.
to the end of the world cheering you on.
So CC has a lot of just businesses.
Alps Pharmacy, that was actually my first job. Not
Yeah.
this location, but the Springfield one. I worked there for like 7 years. It's a good place.
That's where I had to
Ooh.
take a international COVID test to go to the Bahamas. It was interesting.
Wow.
They were like, "Do you want to do it?" I'm like, "I don't know how to do it." She's like, "Okay." And then
That was your
Not,
trans to
not a super pleasant.
She's like, I'm gonna touch your brain because you
Yeah.
didn't help me out
Oh
here.
man. I
This
got a
neighborhood
couple.
right here, we've sold a couple homes. Cute little neighborhood, mature trees.
Ooh, I like hearing that.
Jesse is a sucker for mature trees.
I
Me
love
too.
mature
Like, if you probably look back on videos, you could probably make like spliced up like mature trees, mature trees, mature trees.
They just
And
make
let's
everything
go!
Look, they just make everything look, I don't know, like elegant. I don't know.
Yeah. There's like a feel.
Yeah.
That's
To
like
it.
a coziness, I think.
So if you go left here, that is actually CC. And that connects to the northern part of Ozark.
You could buy some peaches.
Yeah.
Right.
So now we're on
Right.
Main
That
Street.
makes sense.
And then over there is actually the most northern part. If you go down CC, the most northern part of that Wicklow neighborhood I was telling you about.
Yeah.
I've never been here, but dockside.
It's cool.
It had, I've seen pictures of it. It's wild.
Oh,
You
look
should-
at this. We
That
got
is adorable.
Welcome to the Ozarks.
Farmer Joe transporting his watermelons.
He's just doing his duty right there.
I bet he has the best watermelons.
I'm sure it's delicious. That's
Ooh,
where I
I
want
would
to go.
love a sweet watermelon right now. I did not do a good job on the one I brought to the office.
Oh no.
Hey, we're teaching you. We're teaching you.
Yes.
Oh, better stop.
I mean, actually, while we are at the red light, if anyone watching this knows how to pick a good watermelon, I'd like to know your advice.
There's something about how you gotta like hit your finger on it.
No.
Apparently
You
that's
gotta
not
look
a
for
thing.
the,
You
you
don't
look for the big
thump it.
yellow spot.
The yellow spot, yes.
Wait, what?
The more oblong, the more watery it's going to be and less sweet. The more round, it's going to be more sweet, less watery.
So we like round
Yellow
Yellow
spot
spotted
with
water.
a dry brown little stem on it.
Like a dried umbilical cord.
Dry
Yes.
brown.
Jesse usually does the
Umbilical
watermelon
cord.
picking for our
Yellow
family.
spot.
Hey, it's the stairway to heaven.
Oh my gosh.
They haven't made it very
There's
far
two
yet.
of them. They're making their way though.
Looks like a bunch of apartments getting built.
Uh-huh. So there's real estate here for good places to rent.
Meridian Title
Their Nixa
Company,
location.
their Nixa location.
Whoop, whoop.
We're
We
huge
love-
Meridian Title fans.
Yes.
And then
Also, yes,
Piccolo.
Piccolo. Tell them about Piccolo.
Great Italian.
Best
Mm.
Italian around. I
Really?
feel. Oh,
Funny story.
yellow light.
Funny story. One time, Jesse and I went to, when I was teaching in
Oh
Nixa,
my
Jesse
gosh.
and I went to Piccolo because it was like after work
Valentine's
for
Day.
Valentine's
Yeah.
Day. I slipped and fell in the middle of the restaurant. Like
No
going,
one said,
going
"Are
to
you
the bathroom.
okay?"
There's people sitting all the way around me. No one said
Oh,
a single
no.
word.
That's me.
So I get back to the table and I'm like, we have to leave now. And Chelsey was like, are you okay? He's like, are you hurt? And I was like, holy my pride. I had to get out of there. I was so embarrassed.
Everyone was so wrapped up in their romantic love on Valentine's Day.
Man, it was.
Maybe they thought it was better to not say anything because they didn't want to embarrass you and act like they noticed, even though
That's
they
probably
straight
I think
up
that
missed.
made it worse.
And then you're like, there's some firefighters.
Nixa Fire District, Station 1, right right there off Main Street. So over here, all on the left, of course, there's the Nixa Junior High right here. But our surrounded junior highs, all neighborhoods, all the sides. So we're on the east side of Nixa.
Yeah. It's a cute
East
little
side is the older side of Nixa. What were we gonna say, Faith?
I was just saying it's a cute little school. I've been in there.
Yeah. So this was the main street of Nixa.
Well, that would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And then they built.
The highway next to it.
Yeah. Going
Big
straight
Al
through.
Subs is also like a big Nixa, like everyone in Nixa loves.
Yeah.
Big Al's.
Well, they have the eagle on it,
I've never had it.
which is their
Sandwiches?
mascot for the high school.
Well, Faith, our plan
Mhm.
to go all the way south on Main Street is not going to happen. But let me tell you a little bit about what's on the other side, just barely,
Is there a detour?
is Morning Day Cafe.
Oh, so good.
What about Morning Day Cafe?
Everything. They
They've
have
got-
the most unique
Food.
food.
Breakfast tacos. So good. What was the other thing that they had? That's my favorite. for
Beet
sure.
chips.
It's like some kind of dip with like chips. I don't know. It's delicious. I'm trying to think.
I feel like a noob because I've never
What
eaten there.
else?
Oh,
They're,
you totally should.
Drinks and lattes
It's
and stuff. Are
Super
delicious.
charming. Super charming in there as
So,
well.
Morning Day Cafe
Yes.
and Piccolos are on my
Yes.
must-eat at list.
Yes.
So, especially Piccolos. Make sure you get, listen up, I'm telling her, but listen up. Make sure you get the tortellini
Yep.
with blush sauce.
It's like a mix of
They mix the Alfredo and the mozzarella sauce
No.
together.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Not mozzarella sauce. Like marinara.
Marinara, that's what
red
I'm trying to
sauce.
say.
I mean,
It
I was
sounded
speaking
good.
like when you
I
said
believed
blush,
you. I was
I
like,
went there.
oh, okay.
So good.
You're
So-
like, but Jesse told me to order this.
Just say blush sauce. Don't take my word for it. So we're back to where we started the video.
Yes.
We were supposed to go south and then go loop around to the
The rest of South Campbell are 160.
and we were gonna come up and then go west on 14, but we're gonna miss all that and just go west
Yeah.
14.
I mean, we could go see the schools and come back and end on South 160, if you'd like.
Actually, yeah, we have to come back through here. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be good.
Just a
Yeah.
detour.
Yeah.
It's a small.
No
little
longer
thing.
will you have a bow.
I know. It was making a little bow and
Yeah.
arrow thing.
Well, 14 used to be the most south, but now they added South Street. Get it? It's all the way south.
Makes sense.
Actually, you know what? You know what's really weird? Ozark
So funny.
also has South Street,
Isn't that connected?
and it's all no, it doesn't connect.
No.
I'm learning streets without cities attached. You need cities attached because there's also Hickory Hills in Joplin and Springfield. If
So-
you didn't know.
Both Ozark and Nixa have their own South Street.
Yeah, kind of weird.
So,
Maybe they just
Nixa
copy each
has
other.
a hanode, which is like hibachi stuff. So that's good. There's a lot of good food in Nixa.
Nixa hardware.
Yeah. So the thing about Nixa hardware people don't know is whenever you have a fireplace issue, whether it's gas or real fireplace, but primarily gas, Nixa hardware has a fireplace division or whatever, and they can come fix your fireplace.
That's cool.
We've called, helping people fix fireplaces. I'm like, call Nixa hardware. And it's so weird because it's like a hardware store. You don't think that they would come out and fix your fireplace.
Upcoming here, they have the Christian Associates thrift store. They actually, all their profits go back into the local food pantry.
Really?
So,
Right
yeah.
here, CA Thrift?
So
I've been in there.
if you buy anything there, and they actually write on the board how much that they bought that week or affected that week, which
Wow.
I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
So go to that place.
I love a good thrift store.
Yes.
Nixa area of Chambers is back there.
They had a Getting Basted and a Scooters right next to each other.
So the Scooters is actually pretty new.
Yeah.
So if you need to just scoot on over there for a cup of coffee,
And then get basted with some barbecue.
Oh my gosh. So Greg Road, Matthews Elementary, and what's the other one? It's just right there on the left.
I'm having a brain fart.
Etsy or something.
Epsi.
Epsi?
SB.
SB?
ESPY.
Strange named one.
Two elementaries right next to each other.
Yep.
But we're gonna go down here and take a left so we can go past the Nixa High School, so you can kind of see the Nixa High School.
How does anyone decide what schools to send their kids to?
Where
It's
the
by
house is
where
Like
they
located.
elementary? I guess, yeah, that makes sense.
Who was that we helped?
Yeah, we did recently figure out that in some states, like, you do get to pick, whereas here it's like, this is where you live, you're within that, like, area, that's
Yeah.
where your
Go.
designated school is.
But why are they right next to each other then?
I don't know.
It's just wherever the city of Nixa bought
Decided.
that land.
Do they make it where you can pay to send your kid to a different school now, or is that not a thing anymore either?
Well, I think it determines on, I don't know.
I've
It's like
heard
the-
that before, but I've
question.
never, like, looked into it to know if
Yeah.
it's, like, actually something you can do.
Wouldn't
There's
that be
a-
a public school versus private school?
Well, you can pay.
They-
I'm pretty sure you can pay because some kid did that when we were at Willard. They
Mhm.
lived in Walnut Grove, but then they paid like $7,000 a year to be in Willard School.
Which is insane.
Well, I mean, that's how much. I actually asked the superintendent when we were younger how much it cost a like taxpayers' money for the kid to go.
Mm.
And he came down. Now this was back in like 2010 or
Yeah.
9.
Well,
That's
He
12
said-
years ago.
He said it was $6,500 a year for a kid to go to public school.
Wow.
Now it's probably more with inflation and stuff now, but it's kind of crazy. So to send your kid to a different school district, they'll probably look at, well, are we already maxed out? And if we're not, then
come on over.
you'll pay double, taxes essentially.
Which is why private schools cost so much, because you're just paying what taxes don't cover.
Here it is.
Yep, this is
Nixa
high
High
school.
Look
This
at
is
that.
the Nixa High School, right?
So school
The
goes back in
Eagles.
session next week, and they're probably doing their, like, district kickoff and stuff like that this week.
Miranda used to be a teacher.
Wow, look at that.
stadium.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Eagles Stadium.
Man, you should have got a video of that.
Oh, dang.
We're like, whoa, look at that.
They can't see.
So we're gonna go all the way down
I'll circle back.
and circle back and show you the other side of Nixa High School, which is Matthews Elementary and SB Elementary as well. So we're just taking a little
What a pretty drive.
These are cute houses over here, though.
Lovely.
I'm gonna take the back road right here. Going out to the sticks.
Look at all that greenery.
Honestly, where's all these willows coming from? They're beautiful.
Ah, willows are my favorite tree.
I think we should plant within our backyard.
You should.
They're like
Yeah, the-
water suckers.
Yes, but you gotta just push it away from the house so that the foundation,
Push what away from that?
like, plant it away from the house.
I'm like, I can push a tree?
No, like when
You can do
plant
anything you
it,
want to do.
get it away from the house, and it's supposed to like. Don't they cause foundation issues when they're so close to a house?
Like roots and stuff?
Yeah,
I feel like any tree probably.
that's true.
I thought they attracted mosquitoes. Was I told wrong as a child?
Well, just because they love water so much, and water attracts
Water and mosquitoes. That makes sense. Just go out and get some bug spray and
So there's not much to see here, but at the same time, this is what like kind of the back roads of Nixa looks like, and Ozark, kind of like the southern part of the Springfield area, where it's just trees and hills and
Those look like happy willow trees.
Yeah.
They're planted in like a drain thing.
so many people move to Missouri, I feel like, for the greenery. Especially if you're from like Arizona, like desert land.
People come from Arizona and they're like, green!
Yeah.
So much green!
Idaho.
same thing with California.
Yeah.
You know, Brandon mentions like it's just so green here compared to.
Well, it's like the desert jungle
desert area.
is what they call it, right?
Yeah.
California?
Yeah.
The desert jungle.
I was so surprised.
Or no, the concrete jungle.
going
That's what I
California
meant.
and being like, this place is a desert.
So all the trees like dangling over the roads. It's a beautiful day actually. 77 degrees, partly cloudy.
Perfect weather.
Whew.
Finally got a break from the heat.
It's like Miss Congeniality.
Oh, another cool fact, I saw the sign that said tornado shelter, but a lot of the different schools in Nixa are like certified like FEMA shelters, and they open to the public if there's storms. So if you live in Nixa and you don't have a storm shelter, or you feel like you need to go to a storm shelter, you can go and take shelter there.
I'm gonna make it look like I knew that stop sign was there.
I say that was a pretty abrupt stop.
So we helped somebody move. I forget what state it was, but they moved right behind this like field, and they were so concerned. They were like, "Is someone going to build right there? Is someone going to build?" And I was like, "I'm pretty sure that's the runoff of the entire subdivision for whenever it rains."
Yeah.
Literally, the day they closed, or the day after, it rained a lot, and that whole field was a pond.
They had, she had pictures of them in like canoes in their like area.
Oh,
This
that's
is Matthews Elementary. We're on the back side of the high school on the left. That's where Miranda taught for like 3 years.
Yeah,
Very cool.
Then
lots of fun memories
A lot of
there.
history.
Then I stole her.
Yep.
But you wouldn't be sitting there today.
So there used to be a little house that sat right here,
Oh, really?
and they knocked it down.
Why?
I don't know. Not sure.
Wonder what's gonna go there.
I mean, it was
That's cute.
in need of.
Wow, I've never seen so many willow trees.
Justice is like, man, I gotta think about.
Remember when
Real
Bryce
estate up
said
here.
he liked trees?
Yeah, I love trees. Look at these mature trees right here. Just looks like luxury.
When you say mature, I imagine them as very classy.
Yeah. What is this?
Glass
S
of
speed.
wine.
It's another elementary.
Tittery.
So
Little
if you live
Monocle,
on that
is it?
street
monocle.
or that side of the street, you go to SB. If you look on this side of the street,
Not true,
yeah.
because the neighborhood across over there is actually Matthews.
Faith,
Yeah.
you want to take them back down 14,
Let's do
or
it.
you want to take them all the way up to Gregg Road to Tracker?
That's up to you.
Actually, there is a beautiful.
Write in the
neighborhood.
comments. Vote right now. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I think they're not gonna see this for a while. I mean, we could go down Campbell, but I mean, there's not much over there. So if you want to go up, this is Gregg Street.
You're such a Springfieldian. You call that Campbell.
I mean,
I am
it
definitely
really
a
is,
Springfieldian.
like, still Campbell.
160,
Yeah.
right?
In my brain, I'm like, Campbell keeps going into Nixa.
It goes into Campbell.
Campbell goes all the way to Kimberling City and Branson West.
Yeah.
So I wanted to come down this way because this is Gregg Road, and it takes you all the way to Tracker Road, which you can kind of cut back over to Campbell 60 Highway. But I always thought these houses with like the fences were kind of cool. But there's a neighborhood back here that they just built. That's really pretty.
Parkmore Heights. Yeah, it's part of Nixa I've never seen before.
But one of the reasons why I want to drive, because the trees, again, they're just so pretty driving through here. But the neighborhood I'm talking about is this on the right. These are kind of pretty nice neighborhoods, all brick neighborhood. Growing up, I actually mowed the corner house up here and had
Yeah.
a pool. This one right here.
Did you say it had a pool?
Yeah.
When you mowed, did they let you swim in it?
No, I wish. But this is a new subdivision on the left. Little roundabout. This is a really pretty area of Nixa. Right here on the west side. We're going along.
That's beautiful. Classic house.
Classic old farmhouse.
Yeah.
That house probably owned like 1,000 acres around here.
Wow.
And then they just sold it off. Who knows? I don't know.
Well, there's a little train station.
I'm pretty sure total high speed
Internet.
internet is right here. We're on the back side of it. Yep, right there. If you live out in the middle of nowhere, total high speed is one of your options. They're like cell towers, and you get internet from that. Kind of cool. There's that bus barn that you were talking about. I can tell we're out in the middle of nowhere. Everyone's like, whoa.
Trees.
This is a part of Nixa I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, it's really pretty. So now we're up here at Tracker Road, and we'll take a right and we'll go back towards 60, which is Campbell, and we'll be at one of the most northern parts of Nixa. But before we get to 60, the bowling alley is right on the left. So I really wanted to shout out the bowling alley.
Why do you want to shout out the bowling alley, Jesse? Tell them a little bit about your bowling history.
I bowled when I was in high school, and then I stopped.
He was a champion.
You're in a small group too, with bowling.
Yeah,
Ooh, that sounds like my type of small group, right?
yeah, it was actually really cool. It was a men's small group, actually.
I could be a man. You know, Desmond said the other day, can you just put a mustache on and come to the Wednesday meeting?
Oh my gosh. So
Yeah,
it's
whole
called Century
conversation.
Lanes in Nixa. They actually modernized the front of it since I've been here.
Looks good.
But we basically took you guys all the way like through a whole bunch of stuff of Nixa.
Yep.
And you got to see the back roads, the main roads, the side roads, and a lot of different types of areas of Nixa. And I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And we'll see you in the next video. How's that sound, guys?
Have a good
Let's
one.
do it.
See ya.
Crushed it.